Hey y'all, Beth from Ozark Prepsteaders here. It's been a minute. I apologize for that. I had somebody hit me up in the comments section the other day and say, hey, it's been 4 weeks since a video dropped. Y'all okay? I honestly didn't realize it'd been that long. I did get, kicked off of YouTube for a week. And then I have shot a whole bunch of video. I just haven't had a chance to edit it. And I talk a lot. So I have to edit these things down, or it'll just bore y'all and nobody will want to listen to what I have to say anyway. So yeah, we've had a lot going on. We've got our first adult autistics meetup today, so I'm pretty excited about that. I'm not sure if anybody will show up. We only got 3 RSVPs, and so the odds of somebody actually showing up, I guess, aren't that great, but we're hoping we'll get at least 1 or 2. And then if we do get at least 1 or 2, we'll continue this on, and we're pretty excited about that. Also chatting with another local Patriot lady who is interested in joining with me to get a Patriot Meetup group going. She's also has relocated here. We all know how the liberal infection, the socialist virus infection spreads and takes over. And so, you can't just bitch about things on the internet. You have to actually be willing to do things in person. And so we're going to get grouped together so we can make sure that we have the right people getting on the school boards, on the local boards, winning the county elections, and that we can keep our area free. That's really what it comes down to at this point. It's really no longer about anything other than good versus evil and freedom versus communism. That's where we are. And we're going to do everything we can on this end to keep this area as free as possible. We see a lot of different states coming out and taking a stand. I have said for months and months, and I truly believe that this will all come down to the states. It will come down to states holding the line and saying, hey, we are not going to follow communism. No matter what the federal government tries to force on us, we're taking a stand. How long will that last? It'll last as long as we have free and open elections. And I guess we're going to find out how that works out, because they're counting the ballots down in Maricopa County. And as long as we all are willing to take a stand. I had somebody the other day, it was in the comment section on an Instagram post, we were discussing the lack of true males and masculinity, and I said, if this was 1940 and these socialists were trying to overrun America and do the things they're doing, push their agendas through this race baiting crap, men wouldn't stand for it. American males of 1940 would not stand for this. This is not where the country would be if we still had truly strong, independent, intentional men involved in the nation. And why don't we? Well, there's a lot of reasons, right? We've had a lot of, programming, Operation Mockingbird, all that kind of stuff. We've had, programming coming at us from the 50s. Masculinity is bad, males are bad, they need to stop being so masculine. And then we have the facts that, like testosterone levels in American men have dropped by 50% over the last 40 years. That can't just be from TV and bad diets, right? Like something is going on. There has been some intentional war against masculinity in this country, and we need to put a stop to it. As a mom of sons, and I know a lot of moms of sons, we've got to raise our boys to be men, intentional, right? Like Stephen Covey's 7, rules of success. The first one is, you have to be proactive. You have to be intentional about the way you live your life, what you want out of life, how you're going to stand as a patriot in your country, all those things. It has to be intentional. And I think we just need a lot more intentional living from all of us, I'll be honest with you, one of my vices is I grew up in a real unstable environment. And I was an only child. And the way that I would placate myself, my anxiety, which I had super high levels of anxiety because of my surroundings, was I would go watch TV. I would eat in front of the TV, and that's what calmed me. And for years, I watched 7, 8, 9 hours of TV a day. I couldn't even sleep without the TV on for years. And I have really dropped that down. I only watch very specific programming. Like my TV diet consists of basically what Jake calls fix-a-house shows. You know, things like that, cooking shows, things like that. And even those shows, you know, they have gotten so progressive and preachy. And you know, I'm going to give you an example. And I have a lot of gay friends and they know my true feelings. So this is not, you know, any negativity towards people who are gay. I am not a gay basher. I believe that's between you and the Lord. And the Lord's pretty clear, right? So they make up 3% of the population. Gay and trans and all that combined make up about 7% of the population. How is 7% of the population controlling the narrative for the whole country? Okay? And then you go on HGTV and, you know, half of the shows, half of the people on the shows are gay couples. Like, it's just not representative of what's really happening in the country. It's just not. And this is the same with this racist narrative, this BLM, Antifa, socialist Marxist narrative and agenda. They want us to believe that half the country feels that way, and it's not true. There's maybe 15% of the country that are true radical leftist socialists that really believe all this bullshit, and the rest of us don't. There's a large proportion that just goes along for the ride because it's cool and hip at the moment. But as soon as the next cool and hip thing comes on, they'll move along. Or as soon as they are really suffering the effects of this bullshit narrative, they'll move along, right? So we've got to take a stand. We've got to stop kowtowing to these globalist corporations and, you know, these wacko elected officials. And we have to be strong enough to stand up and say, look, you can pretend that you're in charge and that you run the narrative all you want, but the truth is the majority of Americans do not want to buy what you're selling. So you need to back off. And once we start doing that, once we just stand up and take control, things will change. They had 1 million people show up in London for their anti-globalist, anti-fascist march, right? They're going through the same crap over there we're going through over here. They had 1 million patriots show up and say enough. And we're seeing that worldwide across the globe. We're seeing it in all different countries. It is happening. People are standing up. Now, is the mainstream media and big tech going to share that with you here? No, they do not want anybody recognizing that there are, you know, a large percentage of the population that is ready to fight back, that we're sick and tired of this. They're going to bury that and hide that as much as they can. It's just like this recount in Maricopa County. I'm seeing tons of people on social say, well, there's a recount going on? But are you sure? You're just making that up. That's just propaganda. That's right extremism, propaganda, and conspiracy theory. There's no recount. The election's over, blah, blah, blah. Totally clueless about what's going on because it's being censored and the media won't cover it. That doesn't mean it's not happening. So if we all would just stand up and fight and take a stand and get involved and say enough, we would see radical change. There's no doubt about it. So yeah, that's it. That's my update. That's what I've been working on. That's what I've been doing. And yeah, I'm super excited about this thing that I can't share with y'all yet. Whenever I can share it though, man, it's going to be awesome. So I'm sorry that I have not been around as much. I'm still me. I'm still doing the same things. I still got the same stuff happening. Still doing real estate, still doing construction, still trying to get more involved in the community, still helping Jake kind of, manage life and figure out what he wants to do. All that good stuff. So I hope y'all are doing amazing. I thank you so much for being here, tuning in, listening. And yeah, I will try and be on here a little bit more regularly like I used to be. I just got to practice shooting videos where I talk less so I can edit less. That's really what it comes down to. I'm 54 and I haven't figured out how to not talk so much yet. It's probably not looking so good for me, but I'll try. I'll try for y'all. All right. I hope you're having a fantastic day, and I will catch you on the next one.